Welcome back, everybody, to our podcast. Today we're doing a movie review. So, Joshua, wait, what the fuck was your name last time?
Yeah, you change your name every time now.
Yeah, I change my name every time now.
What is it today?
Hi, welcome to our podcast. And
Okay.
today we're going to be talking about Nightbreed. I'm one of your hosts, the Dark Witch Wanda Maximovna. Um, Identify yourselves, sisters.
Humbry.
Uh, Kelsey, how do we follow up to Wanda Maximoff? I'm
Yeah,
just
what the
wondering.
fuck?
It's
So,
Maximovna, but okay.
Maxine,
No, I'm kidding.
Max.
Yeah, no, so today we're going to talk about Nightbreed, and I am super, really duper excited to talk about it because I picked today's episode. The reason I did was because Nightbreed scared the shit out of me when I was like nine-ish, and I've never watched the movie as an adult, but um we wanted to do a monster episode and I just randomly came across it and I called Kelsey and I was like, please let's do it about Nightbreed because I remember it scaring the shit out of me. And then I rewatched it again and all I can say is I am homosexual. It
Oh.
turns out gay. I know, shocking. So, within the first 30 minutes of the movie, you get like five or six different orchestral or movie moments, or like movie moments. Yes, or orchestral drums. There's like a bongo moment. Somebody lip sync a song. Things get wild, you guys.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Uh-oh.
You're
Hello?
you're you're
Can
going
you hear
kind of
me?
robot.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. Pause. Let's see. How do I go? Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Yes.
You're so quiet.
Yes! I figured it out.
What'd you figure
Are
out?
you
How to talk again. I had to turn off my Bluetooth because like these earbuds that I bought, I think are not great. But anyways, that's beside the point. So I rewatched Nightbreed, yada yada yada. Where did we leave off? Okay, gay, homosexual. Oh yes, I'm getting back into the energy of this. Amazing. Okay, so the movie starts off with um uh semi like moderately pretty attractive man who I guess is supposed to be in his early 20s. Uh he's not, but he's supposed to be. He's not. Um but like I appreciate it. Like come on, I'll take it. I'm not
Yeah.
saying no. Um and he suffers from night terrors. So he wakes up like and his girlfriend comforts him or whatever. And then he goes to therapy. And then his therapist is like, um wait, what was his name, Kelsey?
Hang
The
on.
therapist?
Did we
Decker?
alert for spoilers?
Well, we do spoilers for every movie review. Hi.
Hi, they're doing a movie review. Spoilers. Also, what I'm describing is literally the first 3 minutes of the movie. I swear to
Yeah.
fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Um, it's a, it's like an incredibly fast-paced movie that somehow is still 2 hours long.
Yeah. Well, you watched the director's. That's what we watched. We watched the director's cut of the movie, so it's a
I
little bit longer.
so he is at his therapist's office and his therapist is like, dude, Brie, are you looking up the name of the dude?
His
The
name's
therapist is
Deckard.
Dr. Philip Decker,
No,
and the main
yeah.
character name is Boone.
Boone,
So,
yes. Okay, so Boone is at his therapist's office, and his therapist is like, "Yo, the police are looking for a murderer who is describing these murders and the locations and the victims are like literally what your night terrors are about. Bro, you're a serial killer. Like, sis, I have to turn you in. Um, so Boone is like, nah, it's not me, I swear. And his therapist is like, yeah, no, I know it can't be you. Like, you're such a good boy. Here, let me help you. I'm gonna like refill your script. Take these pills, baby. And like, he takes these pills and goes on a full-on LSD trip. Um, like fire and him like murdering people and like fucking these bad bitches who are gorgeous and then stabbing them. And he's like, oh my God. Ah! And so like he is like completely convinced that like he's a fucking murderer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like somehow he ends up at the hospital. I'm not exactly sure how. Girl, I'm like at minute number 15. Okay. This is like a lot is happening. So forgive me if if I forget a detail or two. Because like every scene is about 30 seconds long. It's exciting. Um so he's at the hospital and they're like, yeah, man. Oh, he gets hit by a car or something. Yeah. So he like runs outside because he's hallucinating and like ends up in the hospital because like a car hits him. So he's in the hospital and he's like, I'm having a mental breakdown. And they're like, nah, dude, you just like you're high. Like you're having a bad trip. Relax. And he's like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, you have hallucinogenics in your blood. And then out of nowhere, so they're like, so like, yeah, just chill, sit down here. Anyway, out of nowhere, there's this guy yelling like, take me, take me there. Oh, I cannot believe I forgot this. Oh, so on his way from running from the therapist's office after being like swallowing his pills, he somehow manages to go to a rock performance where his girlfriend is lip syncing very badly to a generic 80s rock song. Um, and then like he just watches her for a bit and then like disappears. Like back home, I guess, to hallucinate some more or get hit by a car. I don't remember. Um, and so, like, this guy is like yelling about this place that he's seen in his night terrors, apparently, right? And he's like, wait, how do you get to this place? And he's like, oh, you're my guide. You're testing me. And proceeds to start peeling his face off.
Yeah, that movie.
Spectacular. We're at minute number 20, guys.
You don't have to explain the whole
Yeah.
movie.
I'm just like, I just want people to be aware. Like, this is definitely a movie that you have to pay attention to, but like, you also, how can you not pay attention to it?
Just so everyone knows, this movie was written and directed by Clive Barker, who wrote and direct Hellraiser. So you're welcome. Hence
Uh,
the gay.
okay, so also, thank you, Kelsey, for segueing into the second part of my opinions about Nightbreed. This is a gay movie. What do I mean by that? I mean, like, so you're telling me a bunch of dirty, disgusting freaks who like to do body modification and have horns and shit and turn into smoke. You're telling me they're not homosexuals.
And compare the amount of times that men are like half naked in that movie to women.
Um,
Always.
always. Also, when the main love interest in this movie is the red demon dude with like the licorice hair.
He
With
is.
so that's his boyfriend, and I don't want to hear anything else. The amount of times they're like together, oh, sweaty, with like their nipples rubbing up against each other. Oh, Is that a challenge? Fuck yeah, that's a challenge, Daddy. I challenge you to destroy this demon pussy! That is the only love story that I'm interested in this film.
God.
Also, he turns him into the Nightbreed. He turns Boone, red demon daddy, red demon daddy. He turns him into a Nightbreed because, like, I guess he can smell the blood of his innocence and, like, he knows he's gonna die and that, like, he could be the, ah, spoiler alert, he could be like the savior of their people, so it's like his
Yeah.
destiny to be for him to turn him into Nightbreed. Anyways, like his girlfriend, by the way, the entire fucking movie running around trying to ruin things, trying. Bitch, he's Nightbreed now. He doesn't want to go with you. You know, she's like, okay, this is like
He
very
loved
much
her.
okay, yes, he loved her, but this is very much girlfriend who finds out that her boyfriend is gay and is like, well, like, you don't have to be. Like, you have me, and that's enough, and that's okay, and we're leaving now, and we're never talking about this again, and everything can just be fine. Please don't turn Nightbreed where I can see it. Thank you.
Yeah, but didn't in the end he turns her into a Nightbreed.
Yes, yes,
Spoiler.
in the end, and spoiler alert, most people who are resistant to being gay are sometimes gay. And that's fine.
Why don't you give us your opinion on the movie? Because I don't want to like go through the entire plot. Oh,
Oh,
there's also a serial killer, by the way, guys. There's like the serial killer's in it, and he's
oh,
pretty fucking scary looking.
yeah, the serial killer is legitimately terrifying. Also, I don't know why I watched this movie when I was a child.
Yeah, who
But
let you?
but go me. I'm so proud of myself. Um, yeah, no, I really love this movie.
I knew
Um,
you would.
it is definitely very gay. If you're into the idea of like a red demon daddy, for example, I highly recommend a viewing. Um, like it's literally just 2 hours of like slasher serial killer, but also homoerotic, supernatural, demonic tension. I don't see how anyone would not like this movie.
Just wait.
Yes,
Free
I
your
know.
lasso. You gotta go
Yeah, I'm
last.
last.
Okay, so that's just my opinion. Okay, I would also like to say that my evidence of saying that I think that this movie should be about the relationship that Boone has with Red Demon Daddy is because um throughout the movie he has more like self-revelation moments with hot demon dude than he ever has with his girlfriend. And the hot demon dude is usually like challenging him to like, you know, one up himself and like be a better like demon savior, whatever figure,
Hmm.
prophecy dude. Whereas his girlfriend is like, fuck these people. I don't care if they die. Like, we can't
I don't know
stop
if I
that.
would agree with that. I think she came through. I think
At
she
the
cared.
end, she yes. Oh my gosh, she saved one child. Congratulations.
I think she cared about more than one child. I'm just
Um.
saying.
Okay, fine. Maybe I'm being a little bit of a harsh on her because I disliked
You
her.
are.
Um.
No, I
Okay.
think she deserves the criticism, but I don't think she ever had a problem with the Nightbreed aspect. I think she was like, oh, okay, well, I still love you, so quit running away from me unless you don't love me anymore. Because, like, the Nightbreed thing isn't the issue. The serial killer that's chasing us, that's the fucking issue right now. Which, by the way,
This
that
is
serial killer was
true.
played by David Cronenberg, who directed,
Um.
like, The Fly and Videodrome. You're welcome.
I
Go watch those.
also I also may have been just a little bit too personally invested of seeing the shipping that I wanted to happen, like actually
Yeah.
happen, even though I knew it wasn't going to. But it was frustrating that it didn't.
It would have been a great enemies to lovers story.
It would have been so much better. I'm just saying. Um, I would also like to say that this movie came out in what, like 89?
1990.
1990. Okay. Um, and like we had just survived the AIDS crisis, but it was
Yeah.
still not okay to talk about it. And I feel like this movie is very that. There's a character in this movie, whose name I don't know because I can't remember things, but he was the priest. Um,
Oh, he was hot.
he was hot and he was definitely like a little bit queer coded. He was
Yeah.
sensitive. Um, but he was a coward. That was the arc of his character. And when he got called the F slur in the movie.
Yeah.
And then when he said, "Okay, take me with you. I want to be like you." And he was like disgusted by himself or with himself. And
Hmm.
I thought that it was a very interesting analogy to well, like being in the closet and having experiences in secret anonymously and like feeling that like self-hatred. Like I very much feel like that was the arc of that character.
And he was the one who kind of looked the most like a young Clive Barker.
Yeah. Um, this character ended up uh espousing a vow to, continue to hunt down the Nightbreed because now he can like sense where they are because, I guess your own. Just do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, your own.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Um, and like I definitely I don't know if it was intentional to be as blatant as it was, but like at least that's very much how I read that character.
I read him that way too, because, and I think it was mainly because he looks like a young Clive Barker and the way he was acting, and that just that's kind of what I got from it as well. Like it was kind of his way of exploring that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would also like to say that I love how the the main, or I guess the one human ally that the Nightbreed had rainbow Christmas lights
We love that.
around his shop, which I just felt was like a very cute little like I see, okay, okay, rainbow. Um yeah, and I definitely like I just feel like this movie is very much about like the AIDS epidemic, what it's like to like become aware of your sexuality, coming to terms with it. Like I definitely feel like this is at least a story of like queerness or bisexuality specifically. Um and like it's not a coincidence that like the Nightbreed were classified as monsters and suspected of being a murderer rather than like, the put together sociopath that was actually masquerading as a therapist. Um, I don't think that it's a coincidence, that in this movie they were literally portrayed as monsters, whereas, in former depictions of queer people in media, we usually were portrayed as like cross-dressing serial killers or, just psycho murderers or like, you know, gay lovers who were also secret serial killers and would, hide bodies in their parties. Like just weird, kooky shit. So to conclude with what I started with, I feel like this movie is very gay. Um, and I loved rewatching it as an adult because, wow, do I relate. And like, definitely this is in my top 10 favorite classic horror movies. Cannot recommend enough. Kelsey, I pass it off to you.
Well, hello. I also really love this movie. Um, and I know that it probably sounds weird compared to like what I talk about like my favorite horror movies are. I'm very like I like serious psychological horror or whatever. But when it comes to like 80s and early 90s horror movie, I want cheese, I want camp, I want gay, and bad, bad graphics. This gave me all of that in one nice little package, and I loved it. It was so cheesy. It wasn't objectively good, I don't think. Like there were parts of it that were good and stuff like that. But it definitely wasn't Hellraiser. Like I think that's probably his best movie, if we're gonna be honest. But it's still fun, and I will say I have read the book that this is based on, and like it follows the plot fairly well. But in the book, you don't know that the monsters are real until like near the end. Like you think it's he you don't know if he's actually going crazy, like if these are just like figments of his imagination, like a Jacob's Ladder kind of thing, or if these are real monsters. Whereas in the movie it's like right away, these things are real. They're We know who the serial killer is right away, because in the book you don't have a fucking clue who the actual serial killer is. Like you think that it might actually be Boone, but in the movie like you pretty much know. You can't tell me that like you didn't, like that's don't they reveal that you know who was the serial killer like in the first 20 to 30 minutes of the film, if I remember correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, within I would say yes, within the first 20 to 25 minutes, you find out who the serial killer is. And the
Yeah.
movie is 2 hours long, easily.
So in the book, like it feels like kind of a psychological crime horror thing, where you're like you don't know who the killer is, and it's fucking scary, and like the monsters, you don't know if that shit is real or not. So like while the plot is essentially the same, like I would say the book is a little darker, whereas the movie is a little more fun, campy, gay 80s horror goodness. But I don't think you should go into this movie thinking like it's going to be like a horror masterpiece of some kind, or to take it like intensely seriously or anything like that. Like it's
I
a fun
respectfully disagree.
it's a fun campy horror film, and that's the way it should be. In my opinion, I think the best 80s horror movies were like I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which is camp. I love Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which is also camp. Friday the
Honestly,
13th 5.
A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is the diamond standard of an 80s horror movie, and you cannot tell me that I'm wrong.
Like I just love it. It's like I love serious horror, like in regards to like almost every other decade, but the 80s I'm like, give me trash. I want trash. I want it. I want it bad. And gay subtext, mwah, I love that even more. I
Well,
love it
and
even more.
honestly, like if we think about it, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was absolutely a commentary about like living in America during Reaganism, and like when everything that you wanted to do was considered evil and bad. Rock and roll, evil. Tattoos, absolutely horrible. Sex, don't even think about it. Gays, what are those? Gay doesn't exist. You're faggots, we kill them. Um, what else? You like, like the movies were over the top and campy and trash because they were trying to reflect that America was over the top and trash. Like, absolutely.
Exactly.
Like, what else? But I feel like we got the movies that we deserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly what the subculture was going through, girl. Reagan was the monster of our nightmares.
Another really good anti-Reagan movie that came out during that time is John Carpenter's They Live. If you haven't seen it, guys, go watch it. It's really good. It's really, really good. But I I think I've seen this movie like I think this was I didn't watch it like recently. I think the most recently I watched it was like 3 months ago. But it's like my third time watching it. So like
Girl,
if
you
I'm
know that for
rewatching a horror movie, go
girl,
watch
you
it.
know that for most people, that would be considered pretty recently.
Yeah. Either
Okay,
way, like
I just want you to know that.
Either way, I think I enjoyed it a lot. I just love Clive Barker. Anything Clive Barker touches, like I'm excited. Like I'm
Honestly,
ready to go.
though. Okay. So what are your thoughts about the subplot, the in between the lines text?
The gay shit?
Oh, okay. If that's how you also perceived it. No, I'm
No,
kidding.
you literally spouted what I thought. You took all my talking points, to be perfectly honest,
Oh, okay.
about the subtext and shit like that.
Well, I
Um,
love it when we agree on things.
I just feel like I read gay into everything. I'm like, gay? That's
I
gay.
same,
That's,
honestly.
but obviously I was more charitable with the girlfriend than you were. I will
You
say
were.
that.
You were very charitable with the girlfriend. I don't know. I feel like there were definitely moments in there that, like, I could relate, I could understand why, but it was from a perspective of a me.
Yeah.
Which I do feel that most people in her position would also be like that though.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I don't know what else to
well,
say other than it's a
Brie,
fun movie.
I mean, like, something tells me that Brie has a dissenting opinion from ours.
I'm ready for her to be
So
wrong. Let's go. Just kidding.
I'm very curious. Kelsey, we're being open.
I know, I was joking.
So it's my turn now.
We know that she's gonna be wrong.
Okay. Okay. I had no idea what this movie was about. I've never heard of this movie before. I've never seen it before. Okay.
You're
I
welcome.
had no clue who made it. I had no idea what it was about. Nothing. Okay. The only thing I knew for sure was that it was supposed to be like, oh my god, I'm sorry, I can hear my cat like yowling behind my door. I knew there was supposed to be some sort of tie between Hellraiser and this movie. That's really all I knew. And I love Hellraiser. I fucking hated that film.
Oh my God,
I no
why?
no
Okay,
no.
explain what's wrong with you.
I felt like
I take
no,
everything nice
hold on.
back. I'm no longer open-minded. Brie is
I was so bored.
What?
Are you
I am
serious?
absolutely fucking serious. Okay, let me explain. Okay. I normally take notes during all of our film reviews. For this movie, I quit at the 40-minute mark, and I just spent the rest of the time scribbling in my notes how much I hated this film.
Why?
Yeah, I need
What?
a reason, not just I'm bored.
Yeah.
Okay. I fucking hated how fast it was.
I
Hold on. I was so excited the first 20 minutes because I was like, oh my god, yes, like this dude's like going crazy and everything. There's like this therapist that's like, oh my god, man, like there's some murders going around. You see this awesome ass kill sequence on this family and everything, and you're just like,
So that shit was scary.
yeah. And then like he goes on this trip and everything, and he does this little LSD trip, and then all of a sudden it just fucking goes nuts. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious? Like, are you fucking, like, it's automatic, like, it's real. It's fucking real. And you're just like, wait, what? Because, like, I had this fucking
yeah.
great ass theory. I was like, what if this is all, like, a hallucination or something? Or, like, there is, like, this demon portal or whatnot, and it can only be opened if he's, like, having these dreams about these guys, and, like, that's the portal. Like, he's supposed to be the portal. That's his importance in the movie, right? No. He goes, like, fucking crazy, goes into this hospital because he got ran over by a truck, which I swear to God he was trying to commit suicide because, you know, he was tripping out and shit. But anyway, he goes to the fucking hospital, and there just happens to be this dude that's there that's talking about the same place that he's having the dream. Oh my fucking god. It was cool to see his face getting cut off and everything. But then you see the creepy ass doctor, and that doctor like fucking like most of my notes is me writing left-handed because I'm eating as I'm watching this film. Left-handed going, Doc is super sus. Like, what the fuck? Gay undertones. I saw all of that and everything. But you go through this whole thing with this therapist, and then he starts some shit, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And then he just happens to go to the place, like the dude that cut off his face, like, just happens to know how to get there, but doesn't actually go there. So then he, like, manages to, like, drive out there after the cops come and everything like that, and then goes, and everything's just, what? And then he does the thing, and then he gets bit, and then he dies, and then he comes back. And then there's a whole thing with the fucking girlfriend. Like, what the fuck was that shit? Possessive as fuck. I was bored. I had no care towards the characters after that. There was so much going on that I couldn't keep up, and I didn't care after that. It was so hard to figure out what the fuck the point was everything, because there's like so many side pieces that was being recognized in the film, like so many side stories being recognized in the film by the other characters, but not actually like branching off proper and ending abruptly. But all of a sudden you're just supposed to understand like why the character made that decision to get to that point.
I don't know if it's because I have mental illness, but this movie, I'm kidding, by the way, I don't have mental illness.
You have depression. It's fine. We all have
true.
it.
Yeah. But I didn't want to sound like,
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Ableist. So I followed along with this movie perfectly. Like, it made absolute perfect sense to me.
No.
I don't know why, but like I was like, yes, I believe everything that. Yes, absolutely.
No, it was, oh my god, it was like, and like the thing was is like the stuff that I was hoping to try to struggle to figure out was answered so quickly. And that kind of frustrated me because like when this film was over and like I sat there in like complete disbelief. Like I was like, I wasted 2 hours of my life on this. Like, that's how I felt at the end.
I'm attacked. I'm triggered.
No. Okay, I went and I looked at the Wikipedias.
I'm not attacking you, but can I ask you a very simple question?
Go for it.
Do you think that you would have liked this content better if it was like a mini series of like 6 or 7 episodes?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay, there you go.
Because here's the thing.
There's rumors that they're making it into a series, by the way.
Here's the thing. Yes. After I watched the film, after I watched it, I did go and I started doing research. I went through all the comments for Shudder to see what everybody was saying, and I was so frustrated that I was in the minority. And it wasn't even like a half and half. Like, it was like everybody loved it. Then I found out it's like a cult classic and everything, and I was like, oh my fucking god, here I go again, hating a cult classic. And then I like looked at the summary for it on Wikipedia, and I was like, yeah, it's still fucking boring. And then I got to the part about the novella. And that's where I was like, you know what? Okay, I can kind of see that. I can see that. I liked the idea. This is probably the only part that I liked about this film. I liked the idea of a separate species of humanoids that happened to be on the planet, and then, you know, mankind wiping it out to near extinction, right? And then having it develop further. I would have loved to see, like, a lot of those parts, like, fleshed out, like, especially the part where you go in and you see, like, their living place. I would have loved to see more exploration on that. Instead of having the fucking girlfriend do, like, a slight panic run. Like, she's trying really hard not to panic, but she is.
And like one of my favorite things in the entire movie. I liked it.
Much, I was kind of low-key a little bit triggered by that. Because, like, how dare you go into their world and, like, look for your boyfriend and stare at them like they're freaks? Like,
yeah, I had a problem with that, but I liked the whole running sequence throughout it. I was like, that it was very fast-paced and jarring. I was into it.
Like, okay, and then, like, to me, like, the other part, too, is, like, it didn't feel like a horror movie in like any aspect. It felt like a dark
Okay.
action. Like that was my problem. Like it was just things were
I
progressing so
disagree with that
quickly.
so fucking strongly right now.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I got
hey,
What is your idea of, like, I'm not attacking you. Like, what is your idea of a horror movie? Because that was horror. Like, that movie, that was a horror movie. That was like a horror action
there was
fantasy
body
movie.
horror in there.
There was suspense with the serial killer in the
Absolutely.
beginning.
I
So
didn't get
that's
There
that.
was building up to a character and
I
developing like
really didn't
feelings
get
for that
that.
character
And
only to
that's
watch
that
them
okay.
die
That's why I'm
injustly.
agreeing with
Um,
if they did like a mini series so that I could explore more of that. I felt like there was so much going on that I was having a hard time connecting with the scenes. If they would have been more spaced out, especially knowing that it was like an actual like how big was the book?
like 368 pages. It was like an average size book.
Yeah, they did quite a bit for 2 hours for the plot that you can read online. I would have loved to see it be built more because it had a good concept.
But like, is that the movie's fault, though?
I wouldn't say that.
Because like, so like, I get what you're saying, but like, you have to understand, in the 80s, fantasy horror did not get TV shows.
No, it did
Like
not.
that was not a thing that happened. So if you manage to get financed for a horror movie and have a budget for supernatural special effects, you are gonna cram as much of your fucking idea
In
into
there
a
as
house
possible. Yeah.
as possible. And because like, and the whole point of it was because Nightbreed requires world building. Anything that has like fantasy or supernatural, in order for it to make sense in the context of like realism and fantasy, kind of like urban fantasy, I would say. Like for urban fantasy to make sense, you have to like build it into the world that we know.
Well,
So
I know that.
yeah, so I feel like yes, absolutely. I would love to see this as a mini series or even like as a series, but
Yeah,
I
which is it's in
disagree with you
development at
about the horror aspect. Like this is
it's in development at
absolutely
Sci-Fi, so that'll
a
happen. We're gonna get a series for it. It's been in development at Sci-Fi. It's fine. I feel like maybe you came at this movie from the wrong angle, and that's not really your fault. Because like I came in knowing, like, when I first saw it for the first time, I knew what it was gonna be. I was
Yeah,
ready.
I had no fucking clue. I went in
Like I saw the
blind
poster and I
as
was like,
shit.
oh, it's one of those.
Nope. I don't
The
like
poster
it.
looked like Monster Squad, like that Monster
Okay,
Squad movie from the
if
80s. So I was
something
like, yeah.
recently came out, like as you're saying, something's in development, I would absolutely watch that. But this movie,
Yeah.
I will never watch again.
That's fine.
I'm
Joshua, can you
totally
write on
down
here?
for giving the book a try. I'm totally down for giving the book a try
Let's get the
because that
special
sounds
edition.
really cool. But I just did not like the pacing of that movie, and it.
When you were describing how fast it was going, I was like, oh man, I want to watch it again. Like
Yeah,
the way
no,
you were describing it got me excited.
Like,
honestly,
okay, hold
I
on,
think it's
hold
so
on.
funny
Can we
that-
fucking talk about the whole scene of the girlfriend stabbing herself so she could get her boyfriend to bite her so she can turn?
Oh my god!
I like that drama though. I was into it. I was like, that was me in high school. If a boy that I liked didn't like me, if he didn't look at me in the hallway that day, I was into it. I like the drama, and she.
Okay, so like for the first 40 minutes, like I'm leaned into my desk. Just picture this. I'm leaned into the desk. I got my food to the side. I'm eating with one hand. I'm writing in my journal for the other hand, taking notes, making theories and everything, trying to pin shit together. And then after that 40-minute mark, I just lean back, arms crossed, just staring. Until that fucking scene
like we
with
keep
the
picking out
boyfriend
movies that
and the
piss you off.
stabbage, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
I do agree with Bree on the point of that because maybe it's because I'm a Leo. Maybe it's because I'm a Leo. But like when I found out that Mr. Red Dude turned my boyfriend into a Nightbreed and that like Nightbreed people can turn me into a Nightbreed, and I saw the goddess titty spiky woman,
Who is an icon?
I would immediately be like, um, I will serve you. Please turn me.
And it was a prophecy. It
Stab
was a
me.
fucking prophecy. He was destined to bite him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you get 2
uh,
seconds to learn this information.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was an insane movie. I agree with you. But
Yeah,
like,
nobody's saying it wasn't insane. We just like the insane.
yes,
I fucking
we
hated it.
appreciate the insanity.
I fucking hated it. Absolutely hated it. Like, nah, that was... I legitimately hated watching it.
Bria, I mean, like, I think it's very cute that you just, like, can't help it, but, like, you somehow end up hating cult classic movies.
And
I
we're
try
in love
so
with them.
hard. I try so hard to like it. And it's just like,
It's just, like,
No.
not your genre.
no! It is
It's okay.
not for
Like
me.
I can't judge you because I tried for like almost a decade to get into kung fu movies for my family and for you, and I couldn't do it.
I fucking love
It
kung
was
fu
too
movies.
I
stupid.
love kung fu movies,
I
so,
love kung
like,
fu
I
movies.
hate
Bria,
them.
anytime...
No offense to the culture itself, like that's not the issue. I just fucking hate action movies. I think action movies are fucking stupid.
And I
Unless
am learning
Keanu Reeves is in them.
that I hate
I
cult classic movies.
love action movies.
No,
Fucking-
I think you've liked a couple of cult classic movies. Technically, I can't think of them right now, but I've watched The Thing is a cult classic movie, and you like The Thing.
Oh,
Mwah.
I do like that one.
Have you ever seen like more recent cult classics like I would say Kaboom?
I'm not a movie person.
I think like do you think she would like Kaboom?
Kaboom.
Like,
Am I
Hold on, I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up to see if I
like
know
I'm
what this
gonna
is.
admit to everybody on here, like, I don't do movies.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
I don't really do movies.
Bria's not a movie lover.
This podcast does make me watch movies a lot more.
Yes,
So,
we're trying to fix
we
her.
do
Like,
kind of
we're not
force
trying to
her to
make her
watch
like more
movies.
movies. We would just like for her to watch more movies. so that,
remember
you know-
them. Remember most of them because I know I've seen them before just a really long time ago and I've never watched it again because I don't rewatch things very often. But podcast does expose me again.
You know, I can think of one action movie that I feel like Kelsey might like.
Hmm.
I love The Scorpion King.
Oh,
I like The Mummy
my
and The Mummy
God.
too. The Scorpion King, I don't
She
really
would
fuck
not
with.
love that.
I hate The Scorpion King. I fucking hate that
love
movie.
The Scorpion King.
I love The
No.
Mummy, and I love The Mummy too.
Those
The
movies
Mummy
are
3 can
great.
fuck off. Scorpion King can fuck off. Honestly, almost anything with Dwayne The Rock Johnson is terrible. I hate his movies. I fucking hate them. I didn't like the Jumanji remakes. I do not care. They were not good. I don't like Vin Diesel movies either, except for Triple X for some reason. Like those do it for me. I don't know why. They're not good, but they're so bad and unbelievable that I enjoy them for some reason. And that's thanks to May from Nick Spears. Go watch her channel. She made me give them a chance.
I feel like Vin Diesel has quite a lot to do with the reason why I love his Triple X movies.
I love Triple X. I hate Fast and the Furious movies though. I fucking hate them. They're so boring.
I really like Tokyo Drift.
I liked the first Fast and the Furious, and then I was like, why are there sequels? I
Well,
feel like
I
it
mean,
could have been one movie.
Okay, so confession time. The reason I really like Tokyo Drift was that was the first time that I found out that you could put like glow sticks under your car. And like
Gay.
to this day, I really want to get like glowing car things, except like I do not drive a car that would like at all remotely look okay with glowing light strips under it. Like it would be so incredibly
I feel like
humiliating.
These movies that we're talking shit about, Like these Fast and Furious movies and shit that we're talking shit about are the reason why straight men should not be allowed to make movies. You guys should
Okay,
not be allowed to
except
make
Tokyo
movies.
Drift, because like I said, like, pink glowing cars and
Are we sure the director was straight?
you know what? I think that's a really interesting question.
Let's find out.
Okay, but we're gonna have to do that on a separate time slot.
Who's Justin Lin? Is he bisexual? Sorry, I'm already looking.
So, okay, bottom of the line. Joshua wants to fuck the movie. Kelsey really likes the movie, and I am not okay with it.
I didn't say I want to fuck the movie. I just said that the movie is the story of my people. That's all. And it's not my fault that my people are very sexy and scary.
Red Demon Daddy.
I want to be the nipple spiky lady chick. It's so bad. You guys.
So, okay. Anybody else have anything else to say?
We're sorry that we missed a couple of weeks after our coup episode, by the way. We're so sorry.
Life has honestly been wow. How is it already 2021? And also, like, I don't know. Like, time is so weird now.
Yeah. So, if nobody has anything else to say.
Let's send out good vibes into the universe that Trump loses his presidential privileges and possibly goes to prison. Vibes. Good vibes in the world. It worked for Georgia the last time I sent out good vibes on the podcast. So I'm gonna try to do it again.
Yeah.
Right here, right now.
Yeah, and my going away message would be to do something spooky for yourself.
Yes, treat yourself. Self-care is
Treat
important.
yourself. Buy that little bat decoration you wanted. You know what? Maybe you should try a new black liquid lipstick formula. It's been a while. And like, what if you did a big spooky liner? We love that. And if you love that, treat yourself to it.
100%. Anything else?
Miss Brianna.
Oh. Adios.
Bye.
Shining off tonight. This cold, freezing night. When not even the moon's rays offer the illusion of warmth.
I'm shutting this off.
We bid thee adieu, listeners.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
And
Goodbye,
as
everybody.
always,
Goodbye, everybody.
Just
Goodbye,
Marshall
everybody.
Applewhite shit.